Hi, I'm Dan from Eightfold Property. In this video, we're going to just talk a little bit about what might happen if you inherited a property and what the potential options are for renting it out. In the worst case scenario that someone dies in your family and leaves you a nice big drum, what are you going to do with it? So the first option is, do you need it? Do you need the income? Is it encumbered? Does it have any money owing against it? So you need to find out all of the intricacies about this property that you've been given. You'll need to look into things like if it's a flat, if it's a leasehold flat, or if it's a freehold flat, if it is a leasehold, if there's any covenants that have to go with the lease, if it's in an ex-council block, are you allowed to let it out? Sometimes in the really new builds, it'll have a covenant saying that you're not even allowed to rent it out for the first 5-10 years of the build. So you have to look into all the different aspects of what you're allowed to do within the property. And then you've got to look at what you're going to get for it as a return. So if there is a debt against the property, is the potential rent that you're going to get going to service that debt, and is there going to be any profit on top of that? If there's not, you might just want to dispose of it, so you go to a sales agent, put it on the market and see if you can get some money for it. If it's unencumbered, for instance, or if there's a very low debt on it, then it might very well be worth you keeping it if the sales market isn't particularly good, and renting it out for a year or two until you either decide to do something with it or pass it on to somebody else. There's a lot of really good returns to make on a rental property depending on where it is and the condition that it's in. So you might want to decide at this point if it's a little bit dilapidated and you've got a few quid in the bank, that you might want to renovate it a little bit, maybe turn a 1-bedroom into a 2-bedroom so you can get more rental value for it. And then there's all sorts of different options. So you want to try and get a letting agent or two round. During this period, they can show you all the different ways of making money out of it. There might be a company let, you might be able to turn it into a HMO, you might be able to turn a small house into 2 or 3 different flats. There's so many different options that you've got to think about. So once you get all these options together, sit them down, maybe make a spreadsheet about investment against return on investment and see what one works out best for you. Try and make one of these decisions and then go and put it on the market and see if you can make some money. And if none of that answered your questions, give us a call at Eightfold Property and we'll see if we can find the right solution for you. I'm Dan from Eightfold Property. See you on the next video.